Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I would like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with MTI Wireless Edge. Today's host is Ofer Bismuth, Director of Sales and Marketing for North America. He'll be presenting today, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to submit them in the question box, and Ofer will answer them at the end of today's presentation. Ofer, I am finished for now. You're ready to go, and the floor is now yours.
Okay, good morning. I just need to close my, sorry, I have to close my, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ofer. I will show you a short presentation. Of course, I will be more than happy to answer any other question. Why there is a huge demand for capacity. So let's start. So first of all, there is a huge starving for capacity. We will see what kind of application, what kind of situation that required more capacity, how the technology is going forward with to support your or your customer capability of different application. A little bit short about MTI. What is MTI doing? What kind of antenna solution? Again, it's very short because there is always the website, which is the, you can get a lot of information. So I just try to do it very shortly. And very important part of my presentation would be what is the consideration of antenna selection, and of course, I will try to explore more about different kind of option to choose antenna. So let's go. So first of all, one of the things that starting for capacity, I found a very nice picture for you. So what kind of network do you like? Of course, I know the answer, but it's a question of just to say that there is a huge difference between different network. I'm sure about it, and there is so many reason for this. Maybe crowded frequency band, maybe a range, maybe a radio. But one of the biggest issue, and you will see this in the when we talk about it, is the antenna selection. It can increase a lot of your performance, but let's wait for the end, make you more interesting in the presentation. Okay, so what is the application driven? Okay. We know everyone now Facebook is having, live video today. You can broadcasting, everyone can broadcasting live. When I said broadcasting, it's been more video, more sharing of video, Instagram, live streaming, video sharing, different kind of mobile application. Everyone now is downloading more and more mobile, more Pokemon Go, whatever, everything. It's more capacity, more, and again, it's kind of, I just put it yesterday, a lot of virtual reality. If you hear about this, Apple is going to go there, Facebook, Intel, everyone is going to virtual reality. And the main idea is that, it's more capacity, pure point. So you need capacity. And what kind of locations sometimes need more? Big stadium, big, large event. Everyone is talking about big building, campus. And one of the biggest problems that everyone talking about 4G, LTE, but it's not enough to support all this capacity. There is no, let's say, no option to support all this capacity without kind of Wi-Fi or whatever frequency that we are aware about this. By the way, MTI has few projects in LTE, but again, I don't think that most of the network that you will see in the future will be combination between Wi-Fi and LTE and 4G, something like that. So network is not going to disappear. Again, it's going to be a combination of everything. So this is a kind of reason why we're moving forward. And the technology is pushing also to increase your capability. We talk about Wave 2, now it's already FAC, 3x3, 4x4, dual band. We saw more and more 80 giga, 60 giga E-band and V-band technology. A lot of smart technology, antenna technology. The main idea, again, it's again, to support the capacity, okay? And everyone, it's the same basic idea, okay? Frequency, radio, antenna, and again and again and again. And this you will see more in my presentation. The better antenna selection, the better performance. Okay, this is something that I try now to convince you that this is a real story. Okay, and we have also a fixed LTE. I know it's very new in the US, but already I know that there are a few companies that fixing or penetration inside for a different kind of company. I don't want to name the user. I don't want to name the technology, the company, but for sure, a few of them are coming from China. Some of them are from the US. But in general, fixed LTE means that they can use the 3.65, the 2.5 for LTE to provide Wi-Fi or broadband services. The technology, for example, that I took from Cisco website, you can see the huge capacity moving for their application, okay? But many people jump whatever they want. But the main idea that you can see a huge capability to support you. Of course, it's a theoretical calculation, but just show you the capabilities of this technology. On the antenna, okay, one of the things that we saw that there is a huge capacity requirement, okay, and the technology moving forward, but in order to support this capability, you need more antenna per square or per size or per whatever it's going to be. You're not going to choose the wall with a huge antenna technology, okay? It means that the antenna is going to be more complicated, more smarter, and more, again, bottom line, it's more, let's say, it's more better than and you can see, for example, for Xerox, the technology on the same size is going from 2x2 to 8x8, and the main idea is that you need to improve your antenna technology for sure. If there is any question, Julia can stop me and send me if this is important, about one of the slides if you want me to explore more. About small antenna, again, the main idea is to take the technology of existing antenna and put some kind of, let's say, end checking between the radio and the antenna. Okay, the radio knows, according to the protocol, according to whatever is going to be the algorithm, how to control a few elements inside the antenna, either to change the direction, either to support more capacity, whatever. So the result of this kind of technology is very basic: to increase the capacity and the coverage, maximum bit rate, reduce the interference, because if you're more focused about one direction, you don't have any interference from a different kind of side. And again, it's a kind of end checking the speed between the antenna and the radio. A few implementation, some of the technology are inside the antenna, some of them in the radio. So again, it's a combination that needs to be. By the way, many companies already have been forming, like the Medusa recently from Cambion, Radwin, and so many other companies have already a smart antenna. And the main idea, again, it's a better end checking between the antenna and the radio in order to seek more efficiency. So there are types of different small antenna. There is a beamforming switch lobe that you can switch between different kind of beams, dynamically phase array, or whatever direction of arrival. All of them, again, it's a different implementation, but the main idea is still to increase capacity, reduce, and everything. And there must be checking between the antenna. The antenna is very smart, okay? You need to react according to the radio control, okay? So there is some, let's say, switching devices inside the antenna. You can see the difference between them. Okay, so here you can see the switch lobe. It can change each time. Of course, there is a switching time, a lot of parameters. What is the switch? What is the lobe size and lobe beam width? Here you can see that it can support. increased the beam width, and again, it's a different kind of solution. But the main idea that technology of antenna, it's very important for the network, okay? And this is something that you can play with this, or you can choose with this. Just show you about some of one of the repo that I got, how you control a big stadium. For example, Aruba, we have one of their vendor. So you can see a lot of design, how you can design the network, how you can increase the capacity. Very complicated solution, but again, it's done by a specific design of antenna that you cover each time a different location. A very common, by the way, application. So many companies are doing the same idea. But I will be back to the technology. Give me a few minutes that should give you about MTI. MTI is a leadership of antenna. We are doing antenna almost over 45 years. We started in military, but we are doing today military, RFID, and broadband, which I belong to this business unit. We are and flat panel antenna. You can see in the market we have a very good market share. Our point of doing antenna is to do a very high quality antenna solution, okay? And we are a mass production company. And if you check in the market, one of the idea that when someone mentioned MTI, he said, oh, it's a quality antenna. It's quality antenna, which means for sure performance. And I will show you after that about the technical issue. And we are number one in OEM market. You can check at the market, Redline, Radwin, Aruba, Proxy, Mexol, so many companies that you know and you don't know that we are working with them, that we support them with our antenna. And most of the company knows that they can buy a high quality antenna in reasonable price. And one of the things that we have done, we opened a manufacturer in India in order to reduce cost of ownership. And again, it's very helpful in cost. As I mentioned, we have two or three business activity. One is the military, the defense market, very strong market for MTI. Still, in the defense market, it's very hard to find good antenna quality, and most of the projects are customized and designed for submarine, whatever. And the commercial, I'm belonging to wireless application, and we have also the RFID, which is also a big chunk of our network. Our antenna is using for so many application. You know, when I say application, it's in general, point-to-point, point-to-multipoint, different kind of broadband, wireless, which recently I heard a lot of company moving to agriculture technology. That means that they need more, support of their machine, video, and so many activity in the agriculture. WiMAX LTE, different kind of application, trackside for the rail train, mobility, and so many small cell backhaul is more. And by the way, small cell backhaul, the main idea again is to support the capacity to the network. Just to give you an idea about antenna structure, so this is the radome, very important part of the antenna. It's not a regular plastic. The size of the radome, the shape of the radio, the distance between the radome and the PCB is very important. Gasket is to give you IP67, and of course the PCB. This is a dual port, dual MIMO 2x2, and this is the ground, which is to give you the direction forward. So this is antenna. Very simple. The most complicated is the PCB design, and as I mentioned before, the difference between the PCB and the radome can influence the capacity. Of course, the size is very important. We talk about this. The size controls the gain in general. So this is the antenna. Seems simple, but unfortunately, it's not. Not everyone can do the same antenna quality. This is the product solution that we can find. You can find all of these antenna, and I'm sorry I forgot here the 60 gigahertz, the V-band. I'm sorry about this. We support base station sectors, subscriber, directional antenna, Omni, different kind of option for enclosure. We talk about this in a few minutes, and mounting kit. Mounting kits is a very strong market for MTI as well, because our mounting kit is so massive, as you can see. So many companies are using this mounting kit for their installation. We have few dish antenna, very small portfolio of our let's say antenna portfolio. We have 2-foot parabolic antenna. It's 3.3 on 3.65, that frequency in the US, and 4.9 up to 6.5, 29, 30 dBi antenna. It depends which the frequency. And we talk about, again, by the way, it's very important. When I said 29, this antenna can be easily in some frequency 30 dBi, but we give the minimum. But we will talk about it. And of course, we have the E-band and V-band. As you can see in the E-band, we have a few size. But again, it's not the main presentation of this, not the main idea of this presentation. But if you want, I can give you more details about the E-band and V-band, no problem. We have a very nice solution. It's called an integrated solution. The main idea is that we can give you a box IP67 with a different kind of frequency, different kind of option, and you put inside your equipment. We can give you with SMA, with cable, whatever you need. A very nice solution, as you can see, IP67. We have a new option for the enclosure, for the MIMO. Again, we talk about capacity, so you can see how many ports you can add here, and you can add in the bottom and top. Okay, you can see a lot of, you can put Omni, you can put whatever, more N-type, RJ45, Ethernet, whatever, and it's very easy for the integration. You have a tunnel here with a screw that you can install your equipment. Very, very excellent solution that we already know that many customers are happy with this. And this is a box that, together with the antenna, give you a full IP67 waterproof solution. Many customers are asking the first question, how much it costs for me? And now we are going to the technical presentation, and I will show you in a few minutes that, okay, cost is important, but it's a wrong question. Okay, cost should be, need to compare about performance, about capability, and so on. I will show you a few things that you need to think about it when you choose the right antenna. So first of all, I will ask you how much it costs you. Okay, how much it costs you a different kind of installation. Okay. If you see different kind of installation, you know that it's going to be hundreds of US dollar, even thousands of US dollars. So try to think what's happened if you install the wrong antenna, okay, or the wrong installation, and after 3 months, 1 month, 6 months, you need either to go again and making reinstallation the antenna, or doing different kind of tech support in order to know why the network is not going to work as you expected for. So the question is how much it costs you to reinstall the antenna, and this is the main idea that you need to think. Sometimes, by the way, a cheap antenna, a better performance antenna is good for you because it's a small area and you don't need more of this. It's not crowded, it's not interference, so it's good. But if you choose the wrong antenna to the wrong situation, it will cost you more money than what you think. So if I will ask you in advance, if you're going to pay $50 or $10 more for the antenna instead of thousands of US dollars to install the antenna again, or install a different antenna, what you will choose in the beginning? I'm sure that the answer is very clear. And this is the customer, most of our customers are doing. They prefer MTI because they want to install and forget. And I will change my name of MTI, forgotten installation. You install and forget it. No IP67, no water, no snow, no solar problem, nothing, okay? This is something that you need to know. It's fully outdoor solution. Fully. We give, by the way, quality 3 years warranty, okay? So in general, there is the wireless system design consideration. I will not talk about this. distance, throughput, quality, interference, reliability, survivability of the system. So many information that you need to, and by the way, we are doing all of this for when we design the antenna. For example, reliability, survivability when we design the mounting kit with the antenna, the wind load or the snow, whatever. So there is a lot of information that it's we know how to design the antenna because we came from the military and we know what is the quality that's required. So first of all, we talk about different antenna parameters, the gain, power bit. We'll talk about this. Let's go forward. The gain, it's very important. Most of the customers are asking frequency and gain. And gain is very strict. The higher the gain, the longer or whatever, you get more distance to the customer. It's very simple, but most of the company give you typical or give you average, whatever. It's not enough. You need to know what is the minimum. And this is the reason that I mentioned in my dish. We try to give the customer the minimum gain that we can support. Even in some frequency inside the antenna support frequency, it's higher, but we cannot tell you it's average or typical. Sometimes we are doing this, but we try to talk with the customer, say, look, this is the minimum, it's like this, okay, but the average over the frequency is like this. So it's very important for you to say, to check if it's in the, by the way, in the spec. It's average, it's typical. What does it mean for typical? It can be 15 or it can be 17. It's not good enough for you for the network design. It's very critical, by the way. So you can see, for example, a comparison between MTI antenna and other antennas. You can see this is the MTI antenna. We said it's 16 dBi, and the other one said also 60 dBi, but you can see that over 4.9 up to 5.15 or even after 5.7, it's not good enough. So if you are going to use for example, the 5.8, for example, let's say 5.8, okay, you're going to get 14, not 16. So this is something that you need to ask. What is the gain that I can get? It's very important parameter, not the most important, but very important parameter. But again, you need to check it, typical, average, whatever. Minimum, maximum, whatever. By the way, they are giving, some people are giving you maximum. For example, dish antenna, we check it, okay? They said it's 21, but 29. By the way, it's 26, okay? So the question, value for money, you lose in one dish antenna, 3 dBi, half of your power. Okay, try to imagine dish antenna in point-to-point application. Maybe, by the way, 26 is good enough for you, but if you making a link budget for 29 and you need this let's say distance, you're not going to get it with this antenna. Okay, so it's very important again what you get for your money. So again, it's important, but you need to check this is the real again. Okay, we're going more about this. Okay, beamwidth, many customers give you a beamwidth of the standard, it said minus 3 dB. Okay, this is the half power, and this is, by the way, the beamwidth of whatever direction or sector. Many customers, you will see, give you minus 6 dB. So they took antenna, for example, for 60 degree, and they said, no, it's 90 degree, and giving this by minus 6 dBi, okay, 6 dB, sorry. It's not the same antenna, okay? It's the antenna designed for 60, not for 19, and there is a lot of implication of, I don't know, gain or something like that, but it's also kind of spec cheating. So you need to check inside the spec what is the beamwidth. But this is another feature, okay? Side lobe, it's very critical, okay? Side lobe, the antenna designed that most of the power will go in the main lobe. But what's happened? Always there is a first side lobe, second lobe, and third side lobe. The higher the side lobe, okay, there is a standard, by the way, that they need to support. The higher the side lobe, okay, it means that first of all, the antenna is not customized for your direction. Second, a lot of interference from outside, because the antenna can get customer which is not part of your direction. So again, if you have a very crowded area, and for example in the sectors, you can reduce up to 50% coverage because there is a lot of interference. And I will show you some customer feedback. Also, front to back ratio, very important. Again, the main lobe it's in the front, but always there is a back lobe, a small one, big one. What happens if you're doing let's say a huge sales? Okay, then you have first of all frequency reuse, or you have back-to-back antenna. So very critical for you, okay, that you will choose the best front-to-back ratio. It means that the higher the front-to-back ratio, it's much better. And always you will have a problem with this. And this is the front-to-back ratio on the side lobe. Critical for you to check it with each antenna. And most of the customers ignore this until they install, and then they have a problem. Cross-polarization and port-to-port isolation, very important also. We talk about capacity. We talk about 8x8 MIMO 4x4. Must be a lot of isolation between the port and also between the cross-polarization, it means between the V and the H. The port-to-port isolation, it's also a design parameter, and cross-polarization, it's also a design. Again, it's very important when we are talking about MIMO or solution, whatever will be dual slant, dual port, whatever. And we're talking now about 4x4. Most of our antenna today that we sell is 2x2, 4x4, whatever will be omni, sector, a lot of 4x4 by the way recently, a lot. So this is something that you must check the parameter about the cross polarization port-to-port. Otherwise, if you don't have a good solution for this, you're going to be interference between your channel. Okay, it means that you're going to lose capacity by default. Again, what is the result? Okay, coverage, low throughput, reinstallation, time consuming, customer charm, lower ROI, whatever. Again, the main idea that antenna can affect all of this kind of solution, and you need to see what is important for you. If it's not important for you to do reinstallation in case you put a different antenna, it's okay. But what about time consuming? What about customer charm? ROI, by the way, if you put antenna and you need to replace it every 1 year, what's happened? What is your ROI? What about the installation cost? So again, this is something that you need to take. For example, we gave example always about a bad coverage compared to MTI coverage. So, for example, when we say the bad coverage ROI, you need to put here more cells or more sector, whatever. Here, you are always coverage with 3 cells. Here, 3 cells are not good enough, okay? So this is something that you need to think. Of course, the reuse of the frequency as well, it's also critical because the antenna. A real cambier net for PMP 450, the MTI antenna from the existing antenna, and you can see reuse of 2-channel AB, 6-sector, of course, and compared to the existing antenna to MTI. And this is something that one of the biggest Swiss in the US choose MTI, because look how much capacity you can get, how much coverage, how much area that are supported compared to the existing one. And again, it's not a magic, it's a good antenna design. Side lobe, front to back, which give you a good coverage, a good capacity. This is with the same idea with 3-channel. You can see still there's a huge difference. From the web, just give you idea from the web. He said that I need to take my what he said like performance with MTI, it's far so even an antenna the same gain. Okay, the same gain. We talk about this. It's not the same gain. It's the spec saying that it's the same gain, but it's not. It's so a lot of customers saying, look, I have customer service is very big, and we're talking about a very good solution, and other things. They said, okay, the same to other vendor, most of them much stronger than MTI, most of the performance, same spec, again, antenna, again, see how much people talking only about the gain. not only the gain, maybe the silo, front to back. There is another wish that's saying, look, outperforming of the other one. Again, if the people saying a lot of things that about MTI, but again, the main idea, antenna can change your performance of the network. Point. And if you want more, let's say, evidence from customer, you can ask, you can see that a lot of people, they are tagged MTI like quality and performance. And by the price, we have done a huge jump by opening the India manufacturer in order to reduce the price. And I can tell you honestly, we never lost price for project. Maybe if someone needs one antenna, the price is still very more higher than the other one. But if we're talking about 10 or 100 antenna for a big project, we always beat the competition. It's a promise. Environmental condition we talk about is very important about antenna. It's outdoor. You get from MTI 3 years warranty, IP67. Everything must be dust, water, salt, solar. The radome. It's not a simple radome. There is a component inside, subcomponent that gives you a solar protection. And I want to show you a picture that we got from one of our fellow in Europe. You can see IP67 in a real network. I'm joking. Look, this antenna or this radio, it's not rated, or they're rated IP67, but you can see how much protection you need to bring. It's a joke, of course. Vendor, it's very important to see also the vendor, what kind of proven track record. If this vendor already installed in so many OEM, there is a reason why they choose it, okay? OEM, they have the option to choose everyone, by the way. What kind of testing? We have a huge facility for testing. You can see product portfolio. I can choose different kind from different vendor. I can choose everything from the same vendor, almost everything. Reliability, information over the web, whatever you have, everything over the web. So the real question is how much it costs. It's true, okay, but you need to check before performance, ROI, quality, and then say, okay, how much I need to pay, more or less, by the way, sometimes we are less than the competition about a good solution that I want to install it and forget it. And our website has a lot of information. You can download whatever you want. Everything is free. Performance of each antenna, drawing, specification, everything. And thank you very much. I think I appreciate your in the morning having us. Back to you, Julia.
Thank you, Ofer, so much. We loved your presentation, and it looks like we do have some questions. Let me get the first one out to you. If a client has a customer service question, do you offer online assistance? And if so, is the answer coming from Israel? And the reason we're asking is because of the time-hour difference. I believe you're about 10 hours ahead of us?
Yeah. Guy, we are talking now from Israel. Good morning. One of the things that you can get answer today because the mobile online, it's very easy to get answer today online, and there is almost no customer service because I don't know if you know, but most of the antenna are passive. Okay, they don't have any software inside or sophisticated switching inside that you need support, but yes, you can get answer almost every day, even on Friday, from MTI, and it's as a promise.
Thank you very much. I think I've got another question for you. Let's see. You offer many flat panel antennas and a few parabolic dish antennas. Why is that?
Okay, good question. We started in the flat panel, okay? There is let's say a common antenna that if you check in the market, you can see RFS, radio wave, Comscope that are doing dish. So we started with the dish. It's a different technology. Not to mention, it's a different technology, but we can increase easily the dish technology, and we are doing this with the 80 gigahertz and 60 gigahertz, but I said there is a huge logistic issue to go over 2-foot antenna from MTI. If you see a 3-foot or 4-foot antenna, you will see how much it's logistic to ship it from Israel. So we decided, let's say it's a decision that we don't want to go over 2 foot. We can have any frequency of the dish antenna on the 2 foot. So we design 9 megahertz for one of the customers. We design 2.5. So yeah, most of our strength is the flat panel, but if customers will come and said, look, I need this frequency, and there is enough business for both of us, we can design any kind of antenna frequency. And of course, because by the way, our antenna by default, this is very important to mention, it's dual slant, dual pole, all the dish. It's very important to mention because if you need dual slant, it's already ready. If you need dual pole, it's ready. So it's also very important to mention because it's coming after so many flat antennas that we have done.
Thank you, Ofer. I think we've got one more question for you. Let's see, somebody is asking if in the future, will there be color varieties?
I like this question. I don't know if the guy, I gave him a medal from the Rio. Yeah, I came to my management. I said, look, let's give a gimmick, okay? Red, color, whatever. Yeah, by the way, there's so many customers that painting. By the way, it can be easily done, okay? In the radome process, you can add any kind of color, okay? But the question is that it must be 1,000 each time, okay? So if someone are willing to pay for 1,000 radome in advance, okay, I'm going to do any color for him. It's very, very easy to do it. I asked my management to do it like a gimmick because it's one of the smart. It's a smart question. Okay, I must to say it because you can easily find your antenna on the roof, or you can find your antenna on the tower. So you can say to the installer, "Oh, go there and see the black antenna or the red antenna." Good idea. Good marketing, let's say thinking, but unfortunately, we need partners for this. But again, I like the idea.
Thank you so much, Ofer, for answering those questions, and thank you to everyone for attending today. And if anyone has any other questions, feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. If anyone wishes to view any of the products mentioned or shown today, please visit us at www.microcom.us or contact your sales rep as well. Remember, this webinar presentation was recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel. So if you'd like to reference it again, you're welcome to view it on YouTube. Thanks again, everyone. And Ofer, thank you so much for their fantastic presentation and answering those questions. Bye-bye for now.
Good morning, everyone. Good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.